the status quo. So let's look at one scenario. New supervisor comes in the equation. And instead of learning the culture of the organization or department, the supervisor starts to issue directives about changes and new reports. And they don't have much bearing on the work as far as you're concerned. Supervisors changing up things. Or look at the second scenario. The opportunity to travel. And some of our Toastmasters right here take these same opportunities. And it might be group travel. Or maybe there's someone at the next end who can host you when you get to the new destination. But either way, it would still require significant resource outlay. That is, you have to spend money to get there, and it's got to be your money. And then you make the trip, you make the necessary arrangements for the trip. Well, those situations reflect a change from the normal status quo and can give rise to fear, reactions that protect myself. Or I can totally embrace the change and then learn from it. Consider this. Your friend joined Toastmasters, and before he can blink, the VP says, "You already know about yourself, so I'm signing you up for the icebreaker next week." Now, can you imagine the fear, the anxiety that would present to the new Toastmaster? This is certainly a change from the routine. The new Toastmaster must now examine himself in terms of his attitude towards change. Will he recoil in fear and do nothing? Or will he contact his mentor and work out that award-winning speech and come with a good presentation? Some persons experience anxiety due to change. This is because in many cases they are perfectionists. We had one person who never gave her icebreaker because she just couldn't get it right for herself. These persons won't accept anything unless it's perfect. But then someone else could react in a different way to change by just running away, or some other type of resisting, missing deadlines, sick often, create unnecessary challenges to the organization, and other custom methods that show that they are really not coping with the change. According to Forbes.com, it is normal human behavior to resist change. I suppose that's if you are not the one driving the change. In our third situation, you could have someone who is fearless. They accept challenges and they meet the challenges head on. They think of themselves as a learner who grows with what they learn. And to illustrate this, I took a trip to Japan with family. And it was a challenge. Though my daughter lived there at the time, the idea of some fear surrounding it and the thought of resistance, not going at all. But then pulled myself together to organize the trip. The Japan end was being arranged by my daughter. She had been living there 2 years. However, getting there required some work, since all the traveling we'd done up till then would have been probably Miami. 1 or 2 hours and then back. The dates were selected and we had to get the tickets online because we had all the information and we wanted the best rates. So get on the website, the credit card is denied. The trick here now would be ensure that there's enough money on the credit card. Try again. The credit card is denied. And we didn't want to go into the bank because we might lose the fare. Turns out we had to go to the bank so that they could figure out how the matter could be resolved. And we had to wait. The next step, having got the tickets, we had to prepare for a 26-hour flight. What do you do for 26 hours trying to get to a destination? The first leg to Atlanta was a normal 2-hour flight. But then the second leg, 16 hours, they kept the cabin mostly dark so that persons who wanted to sleep would be able to sleep. Of course, the arrival time means that when we would be sleeping in the Bahamas, they would be away in Japan, which means that jet lag was also part of the equation. With the dark cockpit airplane, we could watch movies, go to sleep, but then 16 hours? The entire scale of the operation was mind-blowing. The airplane was 9 seats across, 2 aisles, lots of people on board. That's something I had to see to believe. An airplane that flies for 16 hours, continuous. After a while, it was claustrophobia and pains from sitting and changing position. But then we arrived in Japan and there was still a lot to learn. We spent time in Kyoto and we visited the sites that were available. Technology was advanced, buses ran exactly on time. The culture was distinct. Some places you go to and they tell you, no shoes. It was really a mind-blowing experience. When you arrive at a point where you have everything figured out and things are working well for you, please remember, change is one constant in life, and our attitude to change determines how we react. We could be paralyzed by fear and do nothing. We could resist using various innovative methods that shield ourselves from what we perceive as the effects of the change. Or we could embrace the situation, meet the challenge, and learn from it. And I'm sure.